Baxton.
Hello, Josh. So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over. And so happy Christmas. Well, I hope you had fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And so this is Christmas, for weak or for strong, for rich or for poor one. This world is so long, and so happy Christmas, for black or for white, for yellow and red ones. Stop all the fighting. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so happy Christmas, have fun, for near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fears. War is over if you want it. War is over now. Woo! Thank you, boys and girls.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon.
Getting all the little kinks ironed out here in the studio.
Yeah, we have some kinks.
Poor Amazon. She goes, no one heard me. I'm like,
Because you told me that.
oh, I was running gate. Poor Amazon.
Did you
She's
hear that
trying
whole
so hard.
conversation I just had? No.
Yes.
No.
She's working hard, Liz. She goes, again?
I know, she needs to verbalize.
That's why we moved Dylan here, so Dylan can be her voice from the other side.
By the way, Josh, you and Braxton did a nice job singing that song, but do you know that Big D sings too? He was singing. He was singing this morning. We were in the back.
Me and Baxton were singing.
Oh my God! They were like forget about it.
I have a bigger question though.
Bigger? Give me that.
Who does this belong
That's
to? Because
mine.
why did I find this on the side, which is why we're late and we have to take a show down, because I got a little distracted. This is
Actually
yours?
mine. That was from a costume I had in my car. I was playing.
Oh yeah.
This is yours. I was
Let
told.
me see.
It's from an old costume.
Freddie got in trouble for it, by the way, because I asked him where he went after work yesterday and how it ended up here.
You know, remember in the
That's why
wedding
one of the
days,
shows had to go down.
this was here, and you had to remove it during the wedding. Doc remembers. He was talking all about. Oh, look at Sam.
Sam,
Sam, are you married?
No, I'm not.
Are you gonna do that whole thingamajiggas where they have to remove it?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
just wondering how that ended up in here.
This is a hair tie.
It is not a hair tie.
It's one of the things you put in your hair.
Yeah, trust
Down here,
me.
put it in your hair.
Trust me, it's not a hair tie. No, did you not see my reaction? Because it was next to the sequin fedora.
Yeah.
And then there was the garter belt, and I was trying to put the two pieces together while we went live.
Just because Big D decided that he was going to wear
Here's
his
what we're
garter.
missing. We didn't ask him what the costume was.
What is
though.
the costume? Were you a valet girl?
Nah, it was like it was like a skeleton bartender for like a.
Yeah, so it goes on your
Skeleton
arm.
bartender.
Yeah. I've never.
I was thinking on my leg with a pair of fishnets.
No, I'm telling you, that's not a fishy neck.
Yeah, it's not my kind of costume.
That's what I was wondering. We sort of like just skipped over the whole costume.
That one you wear around
situation.
your neck, by the way.
That?
You put that
That'll
around your neck.
choke 'em
The
around
girls
his neck.
do that. No, that's what the girls do.
Yeah, again, not my style.
Not
either.
his style, though.
You ever get dressed up like a cocktail waitress?
Yes.
Lack of a better word.
Sure.
To go to a party, not at home, because you and Chuck are a bunch of crazies, but
No.
to go out to a party.
Again, so inappropriate.
Why? I've
so
done
many,
it.
So many levels. You've gotten dressed as
I
a
got
cocktail
dressed as a
waitress?
woman
At
with
home?
heels.
No.
And I was forced to walk around my block because I lost a bet. And they put makeup on me and pantyhose that actually fit.
You had one in one leg.
What was
Anyway,
the bet?
we.
The,
you bet.
the Boston Red Sox and the Mets.
I knew it was
and,
something
and
with
the Mets
sports.
lost. But then the Mets got back because they won in the World Series, right?
Mm.
But I lost the original game, and they made me walk around the whole block in heels. How do you women walk with those things?
You got well, I was told this morning as they're outside paving the driveway, the asphalt, you can walk on it. I
The
said,
what for?
asphalt? Is that what it's called?
Okay.
Asphalt. They said, you can walk on it. I said, well, if I walk on it, you're going to have holes in it from my shoes. And he says, yeah, maybe you should bring a different pair of shoes that day. So
Or maybe
you
you
can
don't
walk
walk
on
on
it.
it.
I said, or maybe I shouldn't walk on it. You could leave the sidewalk open for me. He says, we could do that, but what if we do this side? I said, no, you have to leave me an entranceway someplace.
Somebody's feet print are in the sand.
Not mine.
Somebody walked on it.
I
Maybe
think
it's
Andy
Mr.
did.
Garter. Oh, that's his new name, Mr. Garter.
We're gonna call you Mr.
Mr.
Garter.
Garter.
So anyway,
Somebody walked on it.
we're gonna have we're doing a lot of improvements outside the studio. So if you come on by, just be careful. We're gonna get you in here as safely as we possibly can.
And also for the holidays, we're looking for people like Big D that's going to be singing tomorrow to come into the studio, and Josh will play, and Braxton will be singing because we have him all week, and you sing with us.
Actually, this Friday, we've got 25 kids coming up from Somerset Academy in North Miami, and they're going to kick off our holiday season with some Christmas carols. This will be the third year they're joining us, which is pretty amazing.
25.
25. I think we're going to do, they're little. They're elementary school.
They better be very little.
They're little. The only issue is they all need to go to the bathroom.
Yes, the
And then
tree.
they do.
Would put the
And
tree
they
up.
go one at a time into the bathroom. But tune into that show. And then we've got Tracy Newmom coming in to do our cocktail concierge.
Oh, that's always fun.
So
After
she's going to leave
25
after the kids. I told her it's going to be well needed that they're going to be here. So she's going to be joining us.
She's doing Jello shots.
And I have to call her today and
Are you
find
going
out
to
what
be doing
we're
Jello
doing.
shots? Because you are the expert Jello shot drinker.
Problem is it melted, and I think it was a
It
little too
wasn't melted.
vodka-ish.
It was vodka. It was pure vodka and a little Jello.
There
So we're going
wasn't
to do that
any-
again? You're going to do that again?
I don't think my stomach's going to quite
She
handle
started
that
dancing
again.
on the table.
And you left. Apparently, I'm not so good at it. 'cause
No,
they-
you did it. Yeah.
Out,
Well, after
stage
you
left
did that,
went.
I noticed all the heads turn around like The Exorcist. I said, I gotta get the hell out of here. She's really bringing a lot of attention.
You make all this stuff up.
I try to hide at this party because when I walked in, all they wanted to talk about was production. I didn't want to do that. So I sort of got my food, And I went to the very back of the building, and she couldn't find me. And then this one comes, she has a Jello shot. She's dancing on the tables.
Yeah, no tables.
Got to leave exit stage right.
You left exit stage left. You and Snaggle put zoop out the door.
Out the door.
Anyway, well, we got a good show lined up for you today. We've got the docs are in the house. We've got mental health. We're talking health, wellness, mental health. And did you know, I was reading a study this morning that the military has less suicides now than ever before because they are focusing on mental health at the top level, which then trickles down to everybody. So we're going to talk about that as well on the other side of break.
And then I also discovered that this year, suicides are up.
Except in the military, they're down.
Except in the military, they're not. But everywhere else, they're up. Especially among the young kids.
Again, just a vast.
Well, you're the one that brought it up.
I brought up the good side that they were down.
I
and you
brought
went
up the other side. There's
That's
no
not the
yin
good
without a
side.
yang.
Always. More to come. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, going to talk health and wellness. Talk to me Tuesday. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. You still got that garter belt on.
It's
More to
Mr.
come.
Garter.
We'll be right back.
This holiday season, let the spirit of the Brooklyn Cafe brighten up your mornings with our exclusive cafe merch collection, with our stylish tees to rep your favorite show. Elevate your morning routine with our signature cafe mugs, a sleek, lightweight laptop sleeve to protect your valuable device, a 17-ounce stainless steel bottle with your favorite show logo on it, and your favorite, hold on, let me overthink this phone case, for all Apple and Samsung phones. Cheers to the holiday season. Order now at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy holidays!
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
AMP2 Media Productions, in collaboration with True Oldies Radio and Comcast TV, bring you the opportunity to spotlight your business on Monday Night Football on ESPN. By targeting your preferred Comcast region, your commercial will be spotlighted during NFL and NCAA football season, reaching over 1 million viewers. Let AMP help you amplify your impact in the community. Contact us at 866-224-5422 to create your own commercial today.
The National Pickleball Expo is back, the biggest pickleball event in the world. Get huge discounts on the latest equipment, apparel, footwear, holiday gifts, and more. Visit nationalpickleballexpo.com, December 9th and 10th at the Palm Beach Convention Center.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies.
This is what? Yeah, right?
Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, right?
On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs.
Yes.
Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're back.
We're back. Ready? You got to lose weight?
Me?
Yeah.
Always.
No, stop that.
I do, because I got to keep my sugar down. We're going to talk to Doc a little bit about mixtures and the right stuff.
Before we get into health and wellness, we've got, what's today, the 5th, so we've got 13 more days. So anyone who purchased one of Frank's books, either right here at the studio or on his website, frankarufolo.com, gets entered into a drawing to win. You doing the honors or me? That, the entire collection of Frank's books. Drawing's going to be held on December 20th. All of his books are in there, and the new one that is being edited and coming out after their cruise will be in addition as well. So more to come. You can purchase all of the books here. They're only $20 right here at the studio. They are all signed, and I would say just in time for Christmas. If you want to have a little bit of hope, start with Gabriel's Chalice and then move into
Which is the
all of
one
others.
with the mob and the Pope?
That is this one.
That's the one. You got to read this one. It's about the mob and the Pope and the whole shebang in that thing. That one's a good book.
And then there's Blue Falcon. So there's the ones of faith and spirit and hope. And then he has his whole Jack Stenhouse series. And then we've got the one Operation Retribution. There are, I think, 11 books in here. One talks about the Twin Towers and the coins that were found allegedly. And the thing is, they are all fiction, kind of, because Frank
To come true.
Frank gets all of his stories from his muse and the Archangel, so I find a lot of truth in these books and a lot of news and things that are going on, especially now in the Middle East. There's a lot of things that are in there. See the meteors that are happening, those are in there, trips to the moon.
Meteors?
Meteor showers that we all had last week, a lot of stuff.
Meteor showers? What meteor showers?
Don't you read the news? No, you only look at the bad stuff. All the good stuff.
There was meteor showers? There was not.
Last week.
There was not.
100%. Anyway, get your books right here at the studio. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. We can get a book mailed out to you. You can purchase it on Amazon. If you do, just let us know so we can put your name in the raffle.
Good stuff. Get your paper and pencils ready, because the next couple of segments you're going to want to talk to these individuals about different things that are going on. And to continue, that we talked about how busy it is in December. And you saw that I had to go walk mucho miles to get my weight back down from eating too much. Because, you know, when they give you a pizza for $27, you got to eat a lot of it. And what happens is you get to the scale, you go, what happened? So that happened to me.
I haven't been on a scale in 2 years.
Yes, so full of
And I have to tell you, my doctor, I love my doctors now. They don't ask me to get on. They just ask me what I weigh.
All women are human scales. Like you put something on, you go, oh, it doesn't fit.
Nothing fits.
It looks the same as yesterday.
Nothing fits. So all the more reason not to get on the scale.
It's a movie. Nothing fits.
Nothing
That's the name
fits
of every
right.
woman.
Nothing fits right. Nothing fits like it used to fit.
Nothing.
Let's put it that way.
But
And you're
it's only-
24. Imagine, what your mother says. Nothing fits like it
only
used
the
to
woman's
fit.
version. That's because you take the wrong supplements.
Is that what
You
it
like
is?
that segue?
I don't think so, but we're
You
going to be
do.
talking health and wellness. I don't think so. I've
Good one,
been.
right? Yeah, Sarah appreciated it.
Your Health Pharmacy is here with Dr. Mack. We've got, can we call you Doc? I guess we're going to anyway. We've got Samantha Samarelli with us, talking mental health. It's kind of a whole wellness segue.
I had a question for Sam.
Okay.
About your last name. Where the hell did that come from? That's like from
What? I would
Italy
say why
or-
the first, or why'd they name me Samantha Samarelli? Because you're like Sam.
Yes.
Hold up your mic, hon.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I was on yet.
What's your last name?
Samarelli. So it is Italian. So it's from my
That's
dad.
from Sicily, isn't it?
Naples.
Naples is on the other
No.
side of Florida.
Yeah. Well, in Florida, isn't there Naples? Right? No.
Yeah, she's from Jersey. You're going to confuse
Yeah,
this
I was
poor
gonna
girl.
say
So the name is from Italy.
yes.
Who?
Samarelli.
Samarelli.
And Samantha comes from, you were supposed to be a guy and they call you?
So crazy thing. My parents say they did not do it on purpose, naming me Samantha, but I really think they did it on purpose. But my mom wanted to name me Bindi.
I'm sorry?
My mom wanted to name me Bindi
Bindi.
after Bindi Irwin. So, because she loved Steve Irwin, she loved the show and everything. And then all of a sudden, she passed out because she's not good with blood. So once I was born, she passed out. And then my dad was like, her name's Samantha. So
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, my son calls me this morning, Gio, from Tampa, dropping off Joey. And he says, hey, Dad, I saw that you had a shrink on there named Samantha. I go, yeah. I knew what was coming. He says, wasn't I supposed to be named Samantha? He's right. Because they told me that Gio was going to be a girl. And that's the name I wanted for my daughter, was Samantha. And so sometimes I used to call, kidding around, I used to call him Sammy. Sammy. Hey, Sammy.
Yep.
He says, so he called me this morning, and he says, remember when? And I said, yeah, because I told him that story.
Well, it's just good to know that he's watching the show. Let's put it that way.
Oh, he goes back in to criticize me, but that's a different story.
So we're going to talk mental health. And we've got Dr. Mack joining us again from Your Health Pharmacy, which is a compounding pharmacy. And I loved, I said to Dr. Mack last week, we're talking, it's a new concept. And he reminded me, no, it's an old concept of what pharmacists used to do before Big Pharma came in and started doing it all for everyone. Now it's back to being personalized pharmacy again. So what's old is new, and now I just think it's better than ever.
Yes, and thank you for having me back, because more people are finding out that they need personalized medicine than before, where it was just, you get a prescription, you go to the pharmacy, pick up some pills, take it home, and, hopefully it worked, which that usually works for about 80% of the people, but that 20% really needs a variation in what's being produced by Big Pharma in order to work for them. So it's great to be in a position to help people, especially when there are not many options or outlets for them to get it in our formats.
Has pharmacy school changed from when you went to where it is now? Is now more they're just teaching dosing, or are they teaching compounding?
No, compounding is not taught in schools.
It's not.
Big Pharma is still the biggest outlet for medications. Whether it's in a grocery store that has a pharmacy or other standalone pharmacies on, almost every corner, seems like, around the United States. So that's still a bigger focus. The compounding part of it is really more of the art of pharmacy, being able to specialize it, being able to have the relationship with the patients that I'm compounding for, so they could call up, they could tell me what may have changed, what they've done differently on their side of things, if I need to talk with the doctor about helping them make an adjustment. So all of that is a lot more personalized than you just showing up, I hand you some pills and you see in a month.
It's totally different.
It's funny because I was watching a movie that we all know, and the space shuttle is built on the cheapest bid. Do you realize, you go to space, if you're on this thing, you're sitting on a missile that was put in with the cheapest bid to get there. Because the cheapest bid is the one that wins, right?
Yeah.
Not the most expensive bid. Medicine, in pharmaceutical, it's the same way. You buy pills that are cheap. You go to Costco and you get, what did you call it, Doc? A placebo?
Placebo.
Yeah, placebo that does absolutely nada.
Well, we were talking about that Saturday night, and someone at our table was saying, well, I go to Costco and I buy this supplement like this, and it's cheap.
It's $2. Yeah, but it doesn't.
But does it work?
So I created the lick the label. Empty bottle. You buy it, you peel it, and you lick the label. It's as effective as the junk you're buying. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but...
Am I wrong? That's all I want to know. Yeah, no, but...
It's a matter of how it gets absorbed, and...
Well, this is why you lick the label, and nothing gets absorbed.
Through your tongue.
But it costs you 99 cents for the bottle. The bigger the bottle, the... So what a lot of people do is they buy medicine based on price.
Correct.
Not knowing it doesn't work.
Well, Dr. Mack, how are all of these, I guess we got to start with supplements, not the medications, right? There's tons of turmeric, vitamin B, C, you name it. Different prices, different companies. They don't even all have the name brand in them unless you look at some. They don't all have the vitamin that you think is going to be in that. It might be all proprietary blends of that might lead you. Even Sudafed isn't Sudafed.
Yeah, so, well, like with the Sudafed and McNeil Pharmaceutical years ago started doing branding with the name Tylenol, and because of that name, people would buy the product. But initially, Tylenol was really acetaminophen. That was the link the acetaminophen made by McNeil, they sold it as Tylenol. But as that name got larger, and McNeil wanted to sell other things, but get right to the front of the line, they put Tylenol on it, PM, but that was really diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl. So there are many practices like that where they use their big name and they tweak it a little bit to Tylenol PM or Tylenol for, whatever reason that they're trying to market. But what's in there, you have to turn it on the back to see what the active ingredient is. But most of the supplements, and it really just depends on the company that are producing the supplements, they should have the turmeric in it, but it's whether they're gonna make it in the most absorbable form for your body. So when you take it, it's ready to be absorbed versus your body has to go through a process to try to break it down in order to get the benefit from it so that the body can use it. And if the body is already having a problem with that conversion, that's where it's not doing you very much good. The proper salt form is very important.
Well, how do we find out? Otherwise, we're just taking supplement after supplement. I mean, you took glucosamine and chondroitin from a big bottle.
I took what?
Glucosamine and chondroitin, and you take, what else you're taking? You're taking magnesium. You take all these things from the big box stores, and they're not necessarily being absorbed the right way because they're cheaper, the ones you used to take anyway.
It's not that they were cheaper. I found them to be effective. Don't call me cheap on TV. What's the matter with you? Lord have mercy.
No. But when you go to the big box stores, they're cheaper than, say, going to a pharmacy where they're saying, or to Daphne, where she'll say, I know you're going to absorb this brand.
Well, let me tell you something. I went to Daphne, and she gave me a spray for my allergies. And not allergies. I had just gotten COVID, so she gave me something which...
A nasal spray.
This huge bottle. And it burned like the dickens in my head.
I've had that.
Like, I mean, I'm gonna tell you something, Doc. When I saw this, I saw 4 of you. So I wasn't too happy about that because it hurt.
Yeah.
So I still have some of that because it hurts every time I use it. Is it working? I don't know. So it isn't. Sometimes I am guilty of buying stuff like magnesium.
Like everybody, sure.
That's cheaper. But I didn't know that there was a difference. Magnesium to me is magnesium, but apparently it's not. Correct?
Correct. The elemental magnesium is what we need in order for the body to do, actually with magnesium, around 300 processes in the body. But to get it absorbed, to get it all the way in there where it needs to work, that's where cost many times is a factor. So again, if the company is not doing anything to it, it's probably going to be a little cheaper than for them to put it through a process where they make the elemental form of that magnesium readily to be pulled in by the body in order to get into the cells in order to do the job without the body having to work on it. So, just with magnesium alone, there are about 4 types, and really it's one of those things where you have to turn the bottles around and just kind of see what's in there, because they react when they're absorbed in people differently. There's like magnesium chloride, magnesium carbonate, which a lot of times the magnesium carbonate is the one that comes in a green bottle. Kind of tastes like a off Sprite, but it will help the bowels to move if you need your bowels to move, because magnesium is needed in the gut. There's also magnesium oxalate, magnesium taurine, magnesium glycine, which helps to get absorbed, help to relax the muscles, helps to relax the brain, allow the body to rest. So all of those different forms of magnesium, yes, they all contain the elemental magnesium, but their absorption is going to be different. And on average, each person may range between 100 milligrams up to about 400 milligrams of magnesium before they usually feel the GI effects, where they say, oh no, I took that and it made me go to the bathroom. So, being able to have the right form at the right dose for you will allow you to get all of those benefits from magnesium. But we really do need magnesium in the body every day for all of those processes. And as you brought up as well with the glucosamine, just as an example with that, is definitely going to be price driven. Glucosamine sulfate is going to be absorbed way better than a glucosamine hydrochloride. So if you were to go in and get a big, huge bottle from one of the wholesale big box stores, and it's glucosamine hydrochloride, and you take the capsule, it may say 1,500 milligram, but that same milligram strength in the glucosamine sulfate is going to give your body around 2,500 milligrams of the glucosamine. So you can see that's a huge difference that you're going to be able to get for the body to absorb. It's going to be able to work on the body better, the sulfate form, and you're going to feel like you have better benefits. And remember, with the supplements, many times, if you're not looking on the back of the bottle and looking at the serving size, that's another one. If you get a big bottle and if you look on the back and you're really supposed to take 4 or 6 of those to get the right daily allowance, you may not want to take 6 big pills. So, the absorption usually will allow you also to take 1 or 2 of that same one, maybe a little more expensive, but you could take less pills physically.
So it's not to use the term girl math.
You got to look at it, right? If you have to take 2 every 3 hours, you end up taking 6.
That's cost and effectiveness.
Right.
You have
It's
to
a pain
take
in the
the
neck.
number of pills by what you're paying. That's what each pill costs you.
Yes, and the serving size is on the label, as well as how many milligrams you would get from that serving. So if you're supposed to have 750 or 1,500 milligrams every day in order to have your joints feel better, that's where you look on the back and see, well, how many of these do I have to take in order to get to that 1,500 milligrams? And now, all of a sudden, that big bottle of 500, you're going to go through that way faster than you thought. So, if it's still going to last you for a month, it's better to spend a little more and just take one that has the right salt form in it.
Now, how do you know what's the right amount?
Right.
Well, it's going to vary for, different supplements. So, like glucosamine is usually in that range of 1,500 milligrams, even up to 3,000, just depending on how much your joints may ache. Whereas like the magnesium is usually between 1 and up to like 400 milligrams. So each one, as well as on the back of the label, will have what's the recommended daily allowance for it. So you'll be able to see it right there when you pick the package up.
So it tells you to take 2 magnesiums to really absorb.
To equal the dose. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's.
And it'll say how much,
So
right
they
on
lie
there.
to you right to your face and tell you the truth. They say, here, take
At the
6
same
of
time,
these.
if you're not reading it, it really is right in front of you. And if you're just price driven at that moment, you can pick up the incorrect one.
So the bottom line here is magnesium does have different. There's something in magnesium that I was told I have to have. And I went to the aisle and I saw 400 bottles of magnesium. I mean, how the hell do I know what's what? With what? There's a certain something you're supposed to go as a diabetic. Do you know what they're talking about?
Usually the magnesium glycinate is one that's absorbed pretty well. If I just had to throw a dart at one of the salt forms, it's going to help with the 300 processes in the body. So the magnesium itself that is attached to that glycinate will be pulled into the body. The body says, oh, I know where you need to go. And, via the bloodstream, it'll get it to the right spot and plug it in so that it could do its process.
And that's male or female makes no difference?
Yes, the absorption is usually, for either sex. That's why they're able to put it right on the label for the recommended daily allowance of how much magnesium we need.
Magnesium?
Now, how would anyone know? Which is why why people need to come to you is what I want to get to. Because you'll look at your blood work.
Yes.
And your blood work may be perfect, but it doesn't mean you don't need anything.
Right. So outside of just a regular chemistry panel, which is your sodium and potassium that most blood work have, we also are able to do blood work based on vitamins. A lot of people don't know if they're low on a vitamin A, any of the Bs. C, D, E's, as well as amino acids. So that's kind of the uniqueness being in a compounding pharmacy, where we're able to use that type of blood report in order to say, oh, you are really low on this element that you should be taking, and not just walking into the store like Freddie did. You see 400 different ones, and really it's a lot of them. Everybody's marketing it in a different way. It's very confusing. So, usually I'll take the risk on $6.99, and that's kind of what happens. Whereas if you were to see the results and sit down with someone like me or on my staff and say, oh, well, this is what you're low in, and it costs $18 or $20 for this, but it's going to help you. We know it's going to help you because we're going to help you get the correct absorption from the right salt form, so it's going to get in the right place, and so you're going to start feeling better. And so that's an easier pill to swallow when it's going to work and you had a chance to talk with someone about the supplement. Most supplements are just sold when people just walk in and grab something because they heard, I need to take a vitamin, I need magnesium, my joints hurt, I need glucosamine, I'm going to just go grab one at the store, what's on sale, and keep it moving. But it should be a little more of a discussion with the healthcare provider so that you get the right one.
And if people aren't in the area of where you are, if they're not in East Fort Lauderdale, can you do a telehealth or a phone call if they get labs to you?
Yes, we the lab, where it's their lab kit that will have the vitamins. Those could be sent in, or we could ship the kit right to your house, and you would do the lab draw in your neighborhood or your state, and the results will also be sent in to us. And then from that, we would jump back on with you via Zoom and go over the results and help to guide you to a more customized vitamin for you. So just taking a multivitamin or a one-a-day vitamin, may not be enough. But as part of that customization and personalization, when you have something that's made for you, it's going to make you feel better because it's going to fill in the gaps that you're missing just in your regular diet, or if you're already doing some other supplementation.
And what everyone says is, don't worry, if you take too much, you'll just urinate it out. Well, that's not the point.
But is it true that really happens?
The point is to take what you need, though.
Correct. And that only happens with the water-soluble vitamins. The fat-soluble vitamins stay in the body. The water-soluble ones, like a vitamin C, that's why when most people get sick, you get a cough or start sneezing, and you say, oh, I need to take some vitamin C. Let me go take 1,000 milligrams. The first time you're going to the bathroom, the majority of that is coming out. That's why your urine will look like it's neon yellow. You really should, the rule of thumb that I use is 250 milligrams throughout the day, at least 4 times a day, every time you pee. So when you go and pee, take another 250. You go pee again, take another 250. And you'll probably still get that 1,000 milligrams in the course of a day. Hopefully you're going to the bathroom about 4 times a day. But you're going to have that sustained in the body so that the processes can work properly, so that vitamin C can help you. Not, you took it before you went to work in the morning, and the first time you went in the morning, it's just out of the body, and the rest of the day. Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
See, I'm guilty for that.
I think we all
I'll be
are. We
honest.
just take 1,000 in the
Guilty for that.
morning and just say we're good to go.
Yeah.
Because who knew that?
Yeah, until about 9:30.
Wow.
Done.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But this is, the first time he was here.
You taking out your pills?
Yes. Nothing, but you should keep your nose on the camera.
I hear it.
I can't get away with nothing up here.
You can wait till we go to commercial break.
No, I can't. I got to put it here because I'm going to forget, like I have been. Because he said 9:30. She's
You want me to go to break?
You're not funny.
Sorry.
There's a couple of things that I was told. It says my A1C has come down below 6. I want to get it to 5 to start getting off of my metformin and things of that nature. So I was reading that replacement for metformin that does the same thing is cinnamon.
Yes.
Cinnamon pills.
Somebody told you Burberry yesterday.
Or Burberry.
Cinnamon?
But
Yes.
which is better, the Burberry, the cinnamon, or both combined?
Well, that'll still go back to, remember, supplements for what we're used to in Western medicine, which are very potent and are quick fixes to help us. herbals are going to be what we feel are a lot weaker. So they should be incorporated, for instance, with cinnamon. If you are diabetic, you should have that incorporated.
Both of them?
Like all the time. So if it's, you had some cinnamon that you added to your tea or to other things that you were eating, some applesauce or something that's sugar-free. So it would still kind of be there in the body on a regular basis, not just, kind of a one-time and that's it. I don't use it again.
Well, I'm going to give you a secret. I learned about cinnamon a long time ago. My mother used to tell me the pills are all fake. Here's cinnamon. It ain't easy sucking on cinnamon, I got tired.
No.
So I bought cinnamon pills.
Yes.
Okay. I don't, but my question to you as the pharmacist is, do I take any kind of cinnamon pill? Is there a specific cinnamon? Is that cinnamon really cinnamon, or is it wood chips embedded with the cinnamon? Because they did it for cheese, remember that?
Yeah, and usually cinnamon, it would still depend on the brand. Brands are really big on how they are processing and standardizing the herbs that they're putting into the supplement, as well as the combinations. I use a lot of formulas. I have a formula that's in my pharmacy that has the cinnamon with alpha lipoic acid, with the hemina, that's another one in there, and chromium. So all synergistically, those are things that the diabetic will need in their body, especially like yourself, as you're coming down in your A1C, you want to make sure that as your body is producing insulin. Are you type 2?
Yes.
Yeah, so your body is producing some insulin. What ends up happening is your sensitivity of your cell receptors to your own insulin kind of went away. The cinnamon and that combination, the alpha lipoic acid, all of those will help your cells become more sensitive to your insulin so that it can use it to burn off the glucose that's being produced in the body as you eat, and that will also help. So, combinations are very good, and that's just kind of broadening the supplements, the herbs that we're having in our diet. They can be purchased in a capsule. And most of those, if they're standardized because of the company that produces them, then you're going to get the correct daily amount. And, 2 or 3 capsules, you may have to take 1-3 times a day, but it's going to be like you have this incorporated into your diet as you eat. We sell those on our website. So that's kind of where you want to think. It's not just the cinnamon or the berberine or, one really better than the other. It's kind of, you want it to be in concert in the body in order to help get you to the point where your doctor says, you really don't need the metformin anymore because the body is more sensitized now to the insulin that you're producing, and it knows, again, what to do as it did years ago.
Well, but then, okay, that's an interesting point you just brought up. And I got to tell you, I've been battling this thing since 2006 when I came to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the first person, including the doctors that I've had in my life, that's ever explained it this way. The doctor tells you, take a pill, and then they don't tell you how to take it correctly, which we'll get to after the commercial. But the bottom line here is it's important that you know the information. And I've lowered my A1C because I stopped eating carbs, as much carbs. First, there was a no-carb diet, which got me on the track, and then I started to bring it down, and I've lost weight. And then, with the super patch and everything else, I've gotten the energy, because when you lose weight, you get a little bit weak. You get a little sluggish. It begins to happen on the mindset that you start believing that this sluggishness is really okay. I'm okay to sit back. Like, she's always excusing me and screaming at me, why are you sitting? Oh, because I'm losing weight, I'm a little tired, damn it. So it's important that you understand as you're losing weight to make adjustments to what you're taking, correct?
Yes, and a lot of that is because, remember, fat storage throughout the body, whether it's the abdomen or the thighs or the hips, as you're losing weight, the body is trying to go back and burn off the fat that's being stored. So fat is just storage, and it's mostly because the body did not know what to do with it. So when you eat a pesticide, that's on a non-organic fruit or vegetable, there's no harm in it, until it goes in and the body's processing it, and someone says, oh, don't know what to do with this, store it. And so that's what happened with processed foods. You know, these companies go and they process foods and the body can't recognize it anymore. When it gets in, the body says, oh, don't know what to do with it, let's store it. So it just keeps storing things, you know, and it happens a lot, you know, along the lines of the carbohydrates and all the fake sugars. That's why Diet Coke, you know, is just as bad as regular Coke. It's not doing anything better, because when the body sees that sugar chemical, it just says, oh, don't know what to do with it, store it. So once all that's stored, you gain weight, A1C goes up, now you start to lose weight. Well, the body is going back to the storage and it's pulling off the shelf and it's trying to burn things, and those things are just kind of falling back into the bloodstream. Right. So at some point, we got to get those toxins out of the body. So, you know, that's where making those adjustments and being able to also do things, you know, along the lines of making sure the liver can continue to process to help eliminate, or the kidneys, you know, some supplementation may be needed in month 3 or 4 to help the kidneys, because these are things that, you know, they never made it that far in the first place. So now as they're exiting the body, you just want the kidneys to say, hey, yeah, get right on out of here, so that you also will have the energy. So that's what that sluggishness you may feel is, those toxins that have just been reintroduced, and now they have to be eliminated from the body as you're putting the good stuff in, so that it can do its job to help you feel better.
You know, it's really, what he just said is so vital. People think that, oh, let me have Diet Coke because it has no sugar, and they think that that's okay. It isn't. You're putting in toxins that your body is going to store, right? Leaky gut and everything else. All this stuff. You can have a diet donut. Makes no difference. You can have, and I love this, you know, and I have to thank those in my life that just don't get it. You can have a carb, because I use a weight system from Weight Watchers that has 2 points as opposed to 6, so because it's less in carbs, okay. But it's not good for me. 1 gram of carb at this stage of the game is no good for me, because I feel that my body right now, if I look at a donut, if I look at a piece of carb, it absorbs it. It snatches it out of the air and puts it in my belly, or it puts it somewhere, and then you see the weight rise. So you're better off doing a fasting, or you're better off drinking water, or you're better off doing right things into the body than to do smaller things that you say, it's okay. It's only 1 soda. Oh, it's okay. It's only 1 slice. It's okay. You can have that 1 slice of pizza. It isn't in my world. In my world. Maybe in your world, yes. But my A1C, to get it down from 13 to where it is now, man, took a lot of freaking work.
Yes.
A lot of work. And you have to be good to your body. My liver, my pancreas, and my kidneys. I got to be good to them. I got to be sensitive to them, because they're the ones that are going to get me on the ship to the right path, correct?
Yes.
So I got to absorb, like if you have this magnesium, and then you got to test it. You know, you take it, you see how your body reacts to it. Because your body is a very tricky animal. It's going to rebel, and my goodness, rebel. It's
but then there's a whole mindset to it also that I want to talk about on the other side of break.
This is it. This is the mindset.
Because there's so many things. If I get into it, we're not going to go to break. So let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we've got mindset. We've got Sam joining us. A lot of this is your mindset. It's better than it was before, and I'm really glad. But then you can get your labs over to Dr. Mack and let him really take a look at it and analyze it, because maybe there are things you can eat that you don't realize you can eat, and you'll have even more energy to do what you got to do.
Yeah, but it's always green. You're going to hit me. I know it's going to come with the green stuff.
It's going to be green. More to come on the other side of this break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art.
His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
When a garage door breaks down or the opener stops working, you need to act fast. So if it's broken, call Broughton. Broughton Garage Door Sales can handle all of your service, repair, and installation needs. And if you need a new garage door or a garage door opener, call Broughton. They have a great line of Clopay garage doors and LiftMaster openers. And their expert technicians can prevent major problems with annual garage door tune-ups. Broughton Garage Door Sales, opening doors for you since 1955. Visit Broughton.com. That's BROTEN.com. Or call 954-946-5555. That's 954-946-5555.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. This portion of the show brought to you by
Super Patch.
Get your super patch. I'm putting my patches on while we talk.
Check it out at boca.superpatch.com. You did a great show yesterday with Eva, by the way, and Dr. G, talking about all of this. That's where you found out about the berberine.
That's right. And they sent me a copy of all. I got to talk to Doc about all of this stuff. And it does begin and end upstairs, you know. Sometimes you think that you're not feeling well and you don't try for a lot of different reasons.
Then there are people like me that try everything.
You try too much. I get exhausted. I get exhausted by watching you try too much.
I try everything and I react to everything. And if it's, I try one, then I'll try three. Like, remember I tried those gummies, the Zen Gen gummies? Bad idea, because J-Lo had this great commercial to be Zen, and they're Zen Gen. And I'm like, I'm going to try them, which I couldn't try. So I took 2, and the guy's like, oh, take the multivit ones as well. So I took 2 and 2. I almost went to the ER that night. I was so sick. Look at his face.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And there's a product in it called ashwagandha that most people can tolerate really,
She's
really well.
allergic to it.
Except if you're allergic to it, you cannot tolerate it.
At all.
And how would anyone know they were allergic to ashwagandha until you don't?
Yeah, but when you take it and you feel like, you know,
Like you want to go to the
yesterday's
emergency
news,
room.
You shouldn't take it for 3 days, right?
No, I didn't. I just took it. I took 2 in the afternoon and then 2 at night. I was so sick. But that's the thing with supplements is the stars, and they've got all these promos and all these testimonials that they're so great. You don't even know if they're taking them.
Yeah.
You have no idea. All you know is they're being paid for the endorsements. And if you're sensitive, or even if you're not, because Freddie can take a lot more things than I can. Like, a lot of people come on set and I'll say, try this and try that. And everything I try on set, I've stopped trying on set, because I will notoriously get sick in the middle of a show. He can try anything and be great. You just got to know your body, which
That's
is
not
why
true.
I work, and
That's
I do
not
work with a compounding pharmacy.
No, that's not true. I can't take everything and be great. I just don't tell you I'm not feeling it.
But I can tell you the difference with working with a compounding pharmacy and a physician or a pharmacist that you can access all day long makes a tremendous difference. One, in your mindset, because you know you've got someone that you can talk to if you don't feel right. 2, if you have a question, you can call them, and you know that question is going to be answered in have an educated conversation, and they're going to guide you in the best way. And then 3, you're not living with the anxiety of, did I take too much? Did I overdose? Did I underdose? What should I do with it? Is there going to be a contraindication with this medication or this supplement? It's like if you're on antibiotics. Do you know your birth control may or may not be effective? I mean, there's so many things that Dr. Google doesn't always answer appropriately.
You know, I'm exhausted listening to you.
That's just 3 things I named.
You know, one of the things, the first thing you got to do is
Live in here. You gotta try living with
you
this.
You got to trust yourself a little bit.
You can't, because
yes, you can. Well, we're going to go to the profession, because you have to. If you overthink it, it won't work. Because you overthink the think of the think of the think of the think.
I
and the next thing you
overthink.
think, you're going down the sink with the
Josh,
think.
you know that phone thing we have? Excuse me while I overthink. I'm going to
Too
overthink
much
while I
overthink?
overthink.
You got to have a little bit of confidence that you're doing the right thing. And this is the thing that has changed for me, Sam. Is that all of a sudden I feel more confident in my decision making. Mine. Not hers, not this, not that. Mine. Because for the longest, I didn't have faith in that. I kept listening to everybody else's deal.
You should. Your shoulds. You know the shoulds?
The shoulds?
You know everyone tells you should? Should be taken out of our vocabulary, unless you want your own should. If I tell you, Freddie, you should do this.
I go to Sam and say, Sam, tell her I'm not a should.
So I think we shouldn't do shoulds anymore.
But
That's
how-
the name of today's show, no shoulds.
Well, how do you develop confidence, self-confidence, after years of taking on everybody else's ability to tell you how to live your life and what's right, and it hasn't improved? It hasn't improved. Where do you gain that self-confidence?
So I think it's honestly, you know, you said it, like, not listening to everybody, but you are listening to everybody at the same time. So taking like little pieces of their advice and taking it up on your own, kind of taking one word out of everything that they said and make it up on your own. So in reality, yes, I understand, like, not wanting to like listen to everybody and kind of asking them for guidance, but then you feel as though they're kind of saying the wrong thing, or they're even, you know, trying to manipulate your mind some other way. But I still think like you pick up something from each person when you ask them, and then you come up with your own.
Simple dinner, right? Your kids are growing up, and your mom or dad, whoever, you're making dinner. You're making choices for your kids. When my kids are growing up, I remember someone said, just make a dinner, and you put everything on the table. There's a vegetable, there's a salad, there's a carb, and a beef or protein. They can choose of this table what they want, because you've made enough choices that are good choices. After that, it's their choice. So if this is a mindset, right, as we grow up with, now you get married and your significant other makes food that they think you should be eating. But at that point, you think like Freddie may go, you know what, I don't want this for dinner. I need something healthier. How do we change our mindset of what we grew up in, just ate what people served us, saying, you know what, this isn't good for me. Can we make that shift as an adult?
Yeah, 100%.
How do we kindly make that shift?
I think it's, letting, well, if we're going to put it in a partner sense, like letting your partner know what you did grow up with. So it's kind of like imago. Imago is a Latin word for image. So having your partner understand like the image that you had when you were younger, what you grew up on, how you guys did food. Like the example I could give you is that my dad's mom did that, put out everything. The vegetables, the carb, and the protein. My mom's side, they very much just went out to eat and it was whatever. So they kind of balanced it where every Sunday we went out to eat. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday during the school weeks is, protein, carbs, and the vegetable. So having a balance.
When I grew up, it was go to eat. My mother made dinner and you ate.
Well, you ate based on what, right? Finances were, you were telling me about your dead
Well, my mother took one piece of steak, and flattened it to oblivion so that everybody could have a piece. But we still ate. We had rice, we had beans, which was a staple for us. And there was no protein, no greens, and things of that nature that I hear today, that your plate should have color, should have some greens, some this. I didn't grow up to that. I will tell you that I was growing up that a pizza pie is not dinner. My mother used to say, it ain't dinner. We got to have dinner. Dinner is dinner. If I want a snack, if I want a sandwich, that's sandwich. That ain't dinner. I grew up on that. But I was eating the wrong things. As a diabetic, I had bad acne.
But did you know that then?
No. I had bad acne.
We didn't know
Dr.
it then.
Schwann, may he rest in peace, gave me enough tetracycline for everybody in this building. And then some. And it was on and on and on and on. I mean, it was just a different battle. And it destroyed everything on the inside. And I used to take it religiously.
But think how we have the conversations to change the mindset as adults. Even you're used to going to big box stores and you're buying your supplements and you say to your partner, you know what, I want to go see Dr. Mac. And there's probably going to be friction because it's something new. Not because it's bad, but because it may cost a little bit more money to go see Mac, to have him evaluate your blood levels, to give him your right supplements. But at the end of the day, you're being proactive on your health versus reactive and ending up, heaven forbid, at a doctor's office with a list of meds that are going to be like all crazy in your body. Well, so how do we have that mindset shift conversation with a partner?
I think it's, again, just the communication aspect of it, explaining the positives of it and allowing them to also understand, the positives and possibly the negatives. So kind of compromising in a way, because, again, partnership is two brains that are trying to come together and create one. So
a Frankenstein monster. Now, I got to tell you, Sam, it comes down, in my world, to delivery. And this all comes from confidence.
Yeah.
If you have a conversation where you're not really sure or you're behind the other person's intelligence, for lack of a better word, you're going to come off harsh. Well, I'm doing it whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. You got to train yourself to understand, if I go to Doc and I look at my ICU bills and I compare it to visiting him, I'm going to tell you, there's no case there.
True.
Okay, because when you're on your back for 7 days wondering if you're ever going to get out of here,
True.
As opposed to go visiting him so I don't get back in there, there's really no conversation. So this compromise has to also come from the fact that I have more confidence in what I believe in, because it's my body. You can do what you want. And if I see you doing something that I think is suspect, I'm going to say, well, from my eyes, I just think you shouldn't. Not let me eat sugar and stuff because I take metformin. That isn't the formula. Used to be for me. Swear to God, used to be for me. Let me eat 12 donuts because I'm going to take my metformin after. That used to be the deal. Not no more. See, I want to see tomorrow. I want to spend time with my grandkids. I want to be working in my wants are bigger than my reactions, as you call it. But it begins here. You got to be able to be confident. I have Sally's Club. And I'm going to tell you what it is.
You're going to tell me it's a fan, but the fan's not on. You want to take a break?
I thought it was a fan.
It's off. I know you
Do
were.
you feel that?
Yes. I sit under it every day.
Wow. No, we keep going. But I think it's important that we train ourselves to have a little more confidence in our ability to do and pick the right things, including friends, including situations. You ever walk down the street and something tells you, don't walk down that street? You ever done that? I'm in a parking lot, not paying attention, walking around, and psychologically you have these voices and you don't listen?
I listen a lot more now, though.
She says something the first time she came in here that I will never forget. She reads body language. Only guess in 21 years who's ever said that is her.
Yeah?
I used to do that when I used to coach football, because as players, they have a certain language, and if you follow the language, you have more success against them, because I was a defensive coordinator. And she said that. And that is so important, and I notice how she talks to the kids in Studio A.
Well, because she's the same age. Sam is the same as she, Sam.
But I read body language too, and I'm always watching how she approaches certain situations, and she'll stand, and she'll listen, and she lets them come at her. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's no different than training that, learning that, and being that than what Doc does with the body.
What are you finding with mindset and health?
What do I find in mindset and health?
Because you can't, everyone says mind, body, soul, almost like it's cliche that they go together, but they do go together.
100%.
Your physical health has a lot to do with your mindset and your spirituality and how you see yourself in this great big world that we live in.
Yeah.
And interacting with people. Have you seen a change through your schooling?
Yes, I have. So it's kind of like what I said to Freddie the first time I met him. It was like, read the body language, because actions speak louder than words. So it is true. So like, with your physical health, if you feel as though like, how do I explain this? As time has gone on, weight is a big thing, especially now at this age. So, and that changes your mindset hugely. So I know for myself, if I don't go to the gym, I feel as though like my day is kind of going to be a little bit on like the blast side. But then if I go to the gym, I'm like energetic, I'm going and going and going. So it's kind of even like looking at that too, like we have to take care of the outsides of us to be able to take care of the insides of us, because the outsides of us is what everybody sees more of.
Last night I was watching, I don't know, whatever I was watching on TV, and it's a commercial for a lipstick, Maybelline, whatever it is. And all of these young girls, and they're young, were magnificent. I mean, flawless. Legs, toned bodies, probably 18 years old, 23. But this was for lipstick. And there were like 10 of them lined up putting on Maybelline, because and I thought to myself, if I was young, or I was a young girl growing up, even in my 20s and 30s looking at this, you can't achieve this body. There's no way, and there were like 10 of them.
But you're looking
at
all lipstick.
10 of them.
Why are you looking at the body?
Because each one's legs were longer than the next. The hair, their complexion, flawless. Now, all these young girls that are looking at this, forget the lipstick.
But that was the commercial, was the lipstick, not the legs.
But it's the image. But it's the image that these girls feel that they have to be. And very few women will achieve that look.
Yeah.
And to achieve that look, if you do, what's that going to do to your mindset, to your physical health? What do you?
They buy the lipstick to look like that.
Yeah, right.
But
that's
don't
what
laugh,
they
because
think.
you're looking at it, and you're looking at the legs and the body. Don't laugh.
But I know it's, for my age, not achievable. For the young girls, that is what they're striving to achieve.
I don't agree with that.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. So, and we were just talking about it, like the marketing of it is like, yes, it's for lipstick, but there's more than the lips. There's the legs, there's the outfits, there's the body, like not having like the flap underneath the arms. I hear it all the time. So it's kind of even like, a lot of my clients will come in and they're like, I want to be that, like this. So they'll get the plastic surgery at the age of 17 if their parents sign off on it. They'll do like the extra step of getting the extra good foundation and the extra good highlighter to achieve that look over a lipstick commercial.
So is that insecurity?
It's a mix of insecurity and then also to kind of blending in with society. So, because what we have on TV is what girls are looking at and they're like, okay, that's normal. Like, obviously it has to be normal if they're broadcasting it to everybody.
You know, it's strange because I did a commercial for a lipstick company once. And I learned, number one, they had the hat covering the face because they only wanted to show the lips. And they made her put it on with her left hand, not her right hand. And I found that amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And the lipstick looked like they were painted on. I mean, she was just going over something that was on there for, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours. But I always thought that the approach for lipstick for a man is we have to kiss the lips. So we want the lips to look a certain way, to feel a certain way. There's the confidence behind
But here's
the
how
lips.
big I feel this is, this one lipstick commercial. The girls want to achieve this. If they can't achieve it, they get bullied on social media. And then, you're going to even laugh at me, the suicide rate, because guys and girls can't achieve what they're seeing on TV, is going up because they're being bullied and they're not perfect and they can't achieve this greatness. And it goes from a simple lipstick or a simple weight training, something for a guy, or even taking whatever supplements guys are taking, that messes with your mind.
That's a very serious situation.
Mm-hmm. It's an easy trigger. So.
Hey, how are you? Come on in. It's an easy trigger, right?
Mm-hmm. It's an easy trigger. Even if it's like, you know, on TikTok, they have this, what is it? Eat with me, like eat throughout the day with me. And these girls and guys too, they're like posting like their meals of how many calories and all this stuff. And like people are triggered by that. And that's just somebody just trying to get the fame. Just trying to, show off their meals for the day. But it can be one thing that triggers so much.
So during the holidays, there's a lot of food.
Yes.
Right? There's cookies. There's all kinds of things to enjoy, family time. We even talked, we're kidding about it today, about do we do a gift exchange here or do we have a meal? Do we bring in the food? How are you helping them get through the indulgence and that get over the guilt and enjoy the holiday?
Well, you said it perfectly, enjoy. So when it comes to Christmas, the holidays, it happens 3 months out of a 12-month year. So understanding that for the next 3 months, you are enjoying. This is the time to get together. This is the time to be able to indulge. So, and then after that, it's like, okay, back to the routine of things. So kind of understanding the purpose of like, why are you eating this much food? Why are you having turkey on a Thursday in November?
You see, but I like to celebrate all year long.
See, your mindset's different than most people.
It ain't different. Your mindset is different.
Maybe.
Because it's the same with everybody else.
Maybe.
I'd rather have turkey every day and ham and anything I want to have. And I'd rather have a good time every day because if you wait for the end of the year to do that, you're going to be miserable for the rest of the year.
True that.
Who the hell needs that crap?
True.
And it comes from eating the wrong things. It comes from not having confidence in you. And if you think that what somebody says about you, it's really none of your business what they think about you, seriously, because they don't pay your bills.
True.
They don't pay your way. And they sure as hell ain't going to be your friend about whatever. They stand up and say, you know what, I count. I don't know. I guess I'm from a different mindset. I don't believe. And life is so difficult as it is. You know, you go out that door, you get a challenge in every direction. Why not have a good time? Why not have fun at work that you can smile? And when you help somebody, when you say something nice to somebody, say it from the heart. Don't just use the words, because that just don't jive for me no more.
Sure.
I've gotten older and more cranky. You know why?
Yes, you have.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because I see the imbalance. I see the bully. I see people, you could bully somebody with just a stare. And I've seen it. We went to a shoot, and one of our kids got bullied by somebody, and I'm there watching it. And I went to, come here, me and you gonna have a little chit chat. And she didn't like, you haven't seen her since. She didn't like what I told her. Don't bully people. Don't do that. Don't do it on my watch because I'm going to tell you. And you ain't going to like it. Simple. But, have a good time with life. Enjoy the things you do. If you're going to have a glass of water, enjoy that. You're going to have a drink, enjoy that. But do it with accountability and responsible. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, don't overthink so much.
Yeah, that's a thing.
She was in the house.
I see.
She just lost. You lost a lot of weight. But it's important that you keep on the path, and then you have to stay on the path. And it's, like they say, it's easy to marry her, it's hard to keep her.
Yeah.
Same difference. You got to stay on that path. It ain't easy to do that sometimes.
Stay the path. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to see how we can meld these two worlds and see what's coming up next.
Stop overthinking?
If only.
I'm going to get you a piece of glass. Break when overthinking occurs.
Right, in case
like
of
an
emergency. More to come. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The National Pickleball Expo is back, the biggest pickleball event in the world. Get huge discounts on the latest equipment, apparel, footwear, holiday gifts, and more. Visit nationalpickleballexpo.com, December 9th and 10th at the Palm Beach Convention Center.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing, what's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with what to listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes,
Why don't you try listening to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought.
Today, we're going to talk about our Freedom Patch. This is the world's first and only drug-free, non-invasive, and non-electrical pain patch. To understand how the Freedom Patch works and delivers pain relief, we need to understand a little bit about the neuromatrix of pain and how it works. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a neural code that controls and regulates it. The various brain regions and signals that help manage pain are called the neuromatrix of pain. Sometimes these signals get stuck, damaged, or corrupted. This leads to poor pain management. Leading studies show that a well-functioning neuromatrix with synchronized signals can lead to reduced pain. So, how do we help the neuromatrix of pain work better? Easy. Just peel and apply the Freedom Patch to where we are feeling the pain. That could be our shoulder, neck, arm, leg, knee, back, or even hip. The Freedom Super Patch has this intricate and special pattern of ridges. It's like a QR code. We already know that our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation, including light, heat, and cold. With the Freedom Super Patch, the skin uses our sense of touch to absorb and transmit the information. When these ridges in the pattern come in contact with our skin, they stimulate skin sensors that generate and send a very complex signal to our brain that helps balance the neuromatrix of pain. A recent study shows the Freedom Patch helped significantly reduce pain for people within minutes. In fact, the study shows that the Freedom Patch helps with pain from arthritis, myofascial, musculoskeletal, and neuropathy. The Freedom Super Patch is a scientific breakthrough that is FDA registered and comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Just imagine less pain without drugs or related risks. The Freedom Patch is an amazing solution for immediate drug-free pain relief.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. Are you going to be doing this from now on? You're Dr. Guard. I'm going to take a picture and introduce you to the world. Either that or you sing.
Mindset is all what it's about.
The mindset. See, guys do this all the time.
It's different when you're young, though. And I want to also talk to Mac that you work with women in hormone replacement.
Yes, and that's kind of where it starts. And just as part of what you were just discussing with like cooking the meals and that sort of deal, I would say probably about 65% of my business are middle-aged women about to go through menopause or in menopause. And many times when they're in the store, you know, I'm usually the one that's talking to them or one of my other pharmacists. And from their suggestion on whatever supplement they may take home, many times it's something that could be new to them. For instance, we have a GI powder that's used to help with leaky gut. And it costs $70, but I mean, it really is a magic bullet for many people. I haven't had anyone that I could think of that's brought it back and say, hey, this just didn't work, give me my money back. And many times, you know, that wife will say, oh, you know, wow, $70, you know, that costs a lot. But, you know, I'll tell them, hey, you just got to try it. If you're telling me you're having the symptoms that you're having, this will work for you. And that's for a month's supply. Most
is that
times.
For menopause?
No, this is just like for GI.
GI, okay.
So many times I will have her come back in 2 weeks. I need another bottle. I say, whoa, you know, this should have lasted you a month. Yeah, but my husband started taking it, or one of the kids, because whatever food they were eating, whatever's being prepared, or if they were going out, is giving them all the same issues, symptoms. And it's in that household. And I mean, that happens, I would say easily 40% of the time, they realize that it works and they come back because those type of decisions that are being made in the home about food, you know, it's really real that the lifestyle has to change and we have to put some sort of accountability to the nutrition that we are getting from our food. As we discussed, I think before, most people, if you got a huge bonus today for Christmas and you say, I'm gonna take out my whole family, I'm gonna take out my nieces, nephews, cousins, everybody, I'm gonna take them all out, I got a lot of money. The place that you go isn't the most nutritious place. You know, you're probably taking them to the biggest steakhouse here in Boca and spend a lot of money on them, and everybody walk out and say, wow, you know, we had a huge bill, we all had a great time, but the nutrition from that the next day is not what's necessarily there. And so that mindset has to be what's nutritious for me, because a lot of money does not equal I consciously eat vegetables on a regular basis every day or every other day even, or I have a salad twice a week as part of what I'm taking in so that I get that colorful plate. I get those radishes and carrots and everything. So, you know, once you kind of make those choices and not getting the easiest food, which, you know, usually comes through a window and, you know, you're full, you know, and you could go from a cheap hamburger to a very expensive hamburger, but it's still a hamburger. You know, it still isn't enough vegetables on there to really nourish your body. So until those kind of mindset shifts are made, you're going to have the diabetes, you know, that is going to be very hard.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's a Lee hamburger as opposed to the hamburger.
Yes.
But psychologically, it all begins with the mindset first.
Yes.
In order to visit Doc, you got to go through Sam to get there, because some people, they just don't understand that having a $200 meal may not be the best thing for you.
Yeah.
And some people, I just don't understand why it's easier to get down on yourself than it is to raise yourself and sort of applaud the good things you have going for you. So how do we switch that?
So
there's a question on the TV. All right. Are we going to get a chance to ask Dr. Mack about our health challenges? Sure, Quentin, you want to write in?
Absolutely, write in, or if you want to call in.
888-994-4995 if you want to give a call to Dr. Mack. 888-994-4995 Studio A, or you can write in your question and he can help you answer that.
Absolutely.
To the best he can.
And if you're close by and you want to come in, come on. I'm serious. This is how important it is for people that are listening to this. But Sam, getting back to the question, how do we get to that point of self-confidence to be able to visit someone like Doc?
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. I was just telling my client yesterday, she was like, why? Exactly what you just said, like, why is it so hard? Well, actually, our minds are always trying to trick us. So, and that's where our overthinking comes in. So 1 positive, 9 negatives always come right after. So it's kind of, you know, 1 positive, 1 negative comes. Let's do the next one being a positive, then a negative. Let's change up the pattern of it. It all comes down to routine and habit. So it takes 21 days to create a habit. After 21 days, another habit comes on. So changing that habit and implementing smaller steps, as Doc said, like go to having salad 2 times a week. Then the next week, try 3. And then the following week, try 4. It's not going to be quick, but it's going to be a longer process, but it will work out in the end.
Well, for the two of you, fear is always the factor.
Mm-hmm.
Fear will slow you down. Fear of using something different. I mean, me to leave metformin, I've been on metformin almost 6 years, Doc. And for me, I want to leave it like an ex-wife right at the door. I have no problem with it. But the fear of doing it, the consequences of doing it, you know, I'll be sleeping with one eye open, one eye closed. How do we overcome that whole
We have a ton
fear?
of questions, actually.
All right, so we'll go through them.
Let's go through all these questions. All right. Wow. They wanted more volume. I guess you worked on that. Dr. Mack is giving great information. Did not know about the cinnamon for diabetics. I'm just going to start using cinnamon, is what she says.
But hold on, Doc.
And now Quentin said he's writing his message
wait a
back.
minute. Before you do anything with the cinnamon, come
Talk
see
to
Doc
Dr. Mack.
and talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
We're not giving you medical advice here. Don't drop your meds and start taking cinnamon. Hold on a second, because I don't want to get sued here. The bottom line is you want to talk to Doc, talk to a professional, whether it's the mental deal or the physical deal, one step at a time. But cinnamon is important. Turmeric.
Turmeric.
Now, is turmeric with pepper better for you?
That helps a lot with inflammation throughout the body.
Inflammation?
Yes, because of the way they kind of work together to get to where they need to go. But for like the diabetes, you know, the hemina, the cinnamon, the chromium, the alpha lipoic acid, the berberine, all of those are supplements that will help the body become more sensitized to your own insulin. It will help your body with being able to use the energy that it can find as you're changing your lifestyle. And as I said before, the herbals are going to be a lot slower process than we're used to from using Western medicine. You know, metformin, it goes in, it's going to do a job, whereas the herbals are more of that lifestyle change. So you're not going to see that same, you know, big effect after 2 days of metformin. With the herbals, it may take 2 weeks, but you're on that right path, you know, developing that new habit. So those are the type of changes that we have to think is not just, okay, I'm going to start taking cinnamon tomorrow and I'll be better. next
I wish
week.
it was that easy.
And then sometimes you just have to feel so bad that you want help. You need to find a different way. Like for me, for menopause, everyone said eventually you'll get to the point where you're going to want help. Eventually got to the point where I felt I was crazy, I needed help, and my help is needed
But that's
help.
a bad formula, Dawn.
But otherwise, you keep going, you keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Well, look, it took you to go to ICU.
But I'm not saying that I did it the right way.
Oh, I'm not. I didn't say I did
This is
either.
why I'm asking Sam. Fear.
Right.
Fear puts
Here's
you
our
on the
question.
path to wrong ways. You don't want to do it that way. You want to do it early, right? You can ask
Yeah.
questions, but you have to have the confidence to do these things.
And we want to listen to our bodies as well. I always say everybody that's in here or that's listening knows which gas station they will not take their car, because they went one time, they put gas in it, it made their car run funny. They say, oh no, I'll never go back there. Oh, it's a quarter down the street, I'll pay that extra quarter. But we don't do that with our own bodies.
Oh, I tried that with hormones. I tried this and this and this supplement. None
we
of it
all
worked. So then I
suffer.
said I'm not going to do anything till I couldn't take myself anymore.
And we suffer.
Here's the question from Quinton. I have someone that is trying to make lifestyle changes with eating habits. Can juicing be a great source to add more vegetables and fruit to their diet or supplements?
Yes, juicing is great. I think that many times what's so beneficial about it is, like I was mentioning, we don't always associate eating that fruits and vegetables on a regular basis or daily basis, even though we've heard it many, many, many times in our lives. We're not eating a salad, starting at least once or twice a week, just to kind of incorporate that in. So what juicing does, it kind of gets all of that into one place and at least get that type of nutrition in your body, so it gets the nutrients and your body says, thank you for giving me things that I've been needing and wanting. With supplements, to me, they're just as important, because even if you did say, you know what, I eat a salad every day, sometimes twice a day, the nutrition that's in carrots now in 2023 is completely different than the carrots that were in 1900. 100 years ago, the soil wasn't stripped down. There wasn't pesticides being sprayed on it. Farmers really did their job. So just over time, the earth has changed so that you still, even if you eat a carrot every day, most likely will still need some beta carotene or vitamin A type of supplement in order to get to the correct amount that's recommended per day, as well as the correct amount of milligrams. Each one, as you were asking earlier, magnesium has a certain amount of milligrams that's needed per day, vitamin A, vitamin B1, B2, B3. So we have different milligrams that's needed every day. But you don't know how much you're getting just because you went and juiced that carrot. It is a little more standardized, which is important, and that's what you see in professional line of supplements, that you're getting the correct standardized amount in those supplements.
Now, are there juice? Because I know there's some companies that'll do the vegetables and the fruits in a gummy or in a pill. Do you have anything that you recommend in your health pharmacy that's easier than going through all the juicing, or do you feel like the natural food is just better?
Yes, I think natural kind of starts with the mindset. If I'm focused on eating that salad twice a week, that's the choice I'm going to make. So I won't feel like I can't celebrate today if we all go out to lunch afterwards and go to a nice restaurant. If I haven't had my salad yet this week and I pick a salad, I don't feel bad. I feel like, okay, at least I still work that into my diet. And so a lot of times with the gummies, the first thing that I try to look for is the sugar content. Are we just adding sugars in there to make them taste better? Because, quite frankly, most of these supplements aren't the best tasting if you were to taste them naturally. That's why capsules are very important. But some are more tolerable, and if there maybe is a little stevia or one of the natural sweeteners, you're able to mix it into a powder in order to consume it. So that's kind of where we see the as Freddie said, I don't want just to have greens all the time, but there are no green French fries. Sometimes
Not
you're just
yet,
going to have
Doc.
to eat that salad. It's not a way around it. You need the fibers from it. Many times with juicing even, we throw away the fibers. If I've juiced before, and you would spend a lot of money and throw away a lot of good stuff that you may not eat, which is the byproduct of juicing, the fibers from the carrots and the fibers from the celery. We need that as well in the body. That's what's helping to scrub the inside of the gut, on its way out. So it's all that combination, and it isn't, just go full throttle one direction. It can't be a salad, just that's all I eat all the time.
Right.
It's a balanced diet. We've heard that our whole lives, and we've heard what we should not eat too much of. Too much of a good thing is still not good for you. So it's always trying to be balanced. It's always trying to make sure that we cycle our diet. So if you have a romaine lettuce salad Tuesday, then maybe on Thursday you have a spinach salad. So you're going to have different toppings with it. One day you're going to have cucumbers, the other day you're going to have tomatoes, just because of the way the salads are prepared, but you're still with that rotation of the vegetables in there. That's where the goodness is coming from.
Do you have someone that you work with that works with nutrition? Or
as like a registered dietitian? No, I don't have a registered dietitian. But that's where, many times just being able to look at the lab results.
It's a whole lot of work for you.
Well, we could see that, a lot of it is not things that people have never heard of. When I say eat a balanced diet, everybody here, oh yeah, everybody's heard of it. If it's stay away from the fast food line, everybody's heard of it, but it's not necessarily slowing down the fast food line.
True.
But if you went 4 times last week to fast food, maybe this week you only try it for 2. It's just trying to make that change at some point.
I used to yell at you all
until
the
you
time.
can change your habit.
No, and again, Sam, it goes right back to
Yeah.
everything he's saying. Everything goes right back to habit.
Mindset.
21 days. That's what it takes. We used to do a segment, Be a Little Vegan. So it started with being vegan once a
Yeah.
week. Remember this?
Meatless Mondays.
It was Monday.
Meatless
And
Mondays,
then it
right.
went from 1 day a week to 2 days a week, Monday and Wednesday. Then went to 3 days. I became vegan for 8.5 months.
Yeah.
But back in the day when we did this, it wasn't as open as it is now.
Yeah.
So it cost you a lot of money to be vegan. I had to go to Miami to pick up vegan ice cream.
It was pre-COVID.
Oh yeah, way before COVID. So these habits, sometimes to sustain and to keep them, again, marrying her is easy, keeping her is the difficult part. You have to train yourself psychologically to do these things, to feel good about yourself, that you're worth doing that extra mile as well. And if you're overthinking it, take yourself out of that box. Sit, sit for a minute. Like when you yelled at me the other day, sit and take a look just how much damage you create for yourself and for everything else around you, because you're reacting. You're not planning.
I always say to write it out. So, it's write it out. Do the action of it. So, like, if you feel as though, like, there is a lot going on up here, like I said, constantly, our mind just tricks us. So write it out, everything that you're kind of thinking, and then eliminate, like, the rational with the irrational thoughts. So, and like
you have to have the right providers. There has to find someone like you for mindset and mental health, because it's not a stigma anymore. It's totally acceptable to talk it out and talk to somebody, because even if you talk it out in your own head, you're still answering yourself, which doesn't work so well. And then go to someone like Mac, or call Mac with a compounding pharmacy. I can tell you how sick I was perimenopause, because nobody told me that's what it was. I could have used that gut thing with you.
I never knew that was it.
I didn't.
I just think you were nuts. But
for 2 years, he would pick me up some days from home, take me to work, and drop me back home because I was too sick in my stomach to even drive. And 2 years later, the doctor's like, "Oh, that was perimenopause." Like, why didn't anyone tell me? Because then I could have maybe gotten help. Because no stomach medicine was working, because apparently it was hormonal. But if you're not looking,
They say check your phone.
you don't know. So I think there's another question. Let's see. From Quentin. Thank you, Dr. Mack, for giving a couple of great perspective on how to balance both and help maintain your health.
Oh, you're welcome.
That
Quentin.
leaky gut information was good as well, and I'm going to give it a try. All right, so how do they get in touch with you to give it a try?
Right at our website, yhpharmacy.com, and it's the drop down that says buy what's in store, and the GI Complete is there. We have the categories by parts of the body, and the product is called GI Complete, which I just, like I said, for at the price, to me, it's the no-look jump shot that I know is going to help, because it has everything in there as one formula that when people look on the back, they say, oh, well, I tried aloe vera tea. Oh, yeah, I tried marshmallow root. Oh, yeah, I tried the glutamate. It's all in one, and it's in liquid form. We have it in capsule form that both can be purchased online, and it just is one of those things to help soothe the gut in order to heal the gut. It's not a Band-Aid. So people start to feel that difference, especially when they're trying to make those lifestyle changes and make those different food changes. This is what's going to help them. If it's an irritable bowel syndrome or things that they're eating that's causing inflammation in the gut, this is going to cool all of that down. So, they'll be able to see the difference very quickly. And, at worst case, they could just call the store at 954-283-7075, and we'll help guide them to it and ship it out to them if they're too far to drive to the store.
And if you have your blood work with you, get a copy of that, bring it to him.
Yeah, we'll set a consultation time, and that way we'll have time to go over it with you and be able to try to create a plan for your pathway back to being healthy.
I have another question. Long COVID symptoms.
Yes.
Are there supplements or things that you have found people are depleted of from COVID and the vaccines? Not that I'm telling you don't do it, but we've done it. That people are still sick from this long COVID.
Yeah, a lot of what I see is the toxins from the virus. After they've gotten the virus and the virus is broken down, the body just really hasn't eliminated it. So it just bumps around as just pieces of virus that's no longer effective to make you sick. But being able to eliminate it, being able to go back into our lymph system and into our liver to just help detoxify the body. We don't spend enough time doing that. Everyone should try to do something like with milk thistle or trimethylglycine or dimethylglycine in order to detox their body at least once a year, sometimes even twice a year. So with long COVID, what we see a lot is inflammation that has happened. You still have the toxins in there, and we haven't done anything purposely to help the body get rid of it. Many people, they may just have rebounded. They may have something else that's in their diet that helped get it out of their system once that virus broke down. But that's kind of where we see the inflammation. We have some very potent anti-inflammatory capsules. It's like a fish oil on steroids with the omega 3, 6, and 9s in there. And we have a lymphatic tincture that kind of goes hand in hand with just literally helping to get this out of the body to make you feel better.
Think how important that is, because doctors don't have this information. They're different. They're helping you. You go see a doctor, you've got long COVID, what do? I don't know. Go rest.
Take 2 aspirin.
Right.
But that's why with Dr. Mack is so important, working hand in hand with the medical community.
100%. And it's funny because you have to have the courage to go see him. And you have to sort of let the noise go away, because there are other people in the profession, from what I'm hearing, they do these things a little bit different and everything else. What I like about Doc is, like I told you before, what he said to me the other day, nobody in the diabetes field ever said, but it all starts with upstairs. You got to train yourself to get going, to get in that place, and to believe that your decision is the best decision. That's the hardest thing in the world to do right now. Is to stay positive about yourself and to have the courage to go see, have a conversation, and at least get the news to get back into health. She laughs at me because she thinks that all this that I'm doing now is new. It ain't new. I just didn't feel well enough to do it.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm really proud of you. We've been on this journey for a long time.
We got a long way to go. But I got to tell you, Doc, Sam she's young in age, but she has a spirit that she'll talk to anybody across the board in age. She has a different delivery. I coached for 20 years. I coach men for 20. I even coached a girls' baseball team. That's a different story. But I coach people, and I was able to see from my eyes how people react with other people. And she's a class act. She knows what she's doing. You can trust her give her a holler, give her a call, get yourself from where you are right now to another track and see how it works for you.
And you take insurance, correct?
Yes, we take insurance.
And how about you, Mac?
Most times these type of lab tests or the supplements
Private
aren't covered by patient insurance, so it's usually private pay. But that's why we try to at least work with you, and if you have lab work, that we can, that's coming in the door that we can at least look at to try to create a path, we'll try to help you with that.
It's so well worth it. Every dollar spent wisely in your health is a step in the right direction on being proactive instead of reactive. You've been both ways.
I have been.
You've been both ways.
And I'm going to tell you, I'd rather be in the penthouse than in the doghouse.
True.
Because in the doghouse, I'm going to tell you, when they tell you you ain't leaving the hospital, that's some serious, serious weight. And you don't ever want to be there. So don't wait until things come down on you. You got a chance at their ages. Take advantage of what you see in front of you. Because you'll live a better life. Not necessarily a longer life, but you'll live a better life. And you won't have to worry about the aches and the pains and eating the wrong things. And I mean, I'm just telling you, 60 years
Let's
of
give out all their
doing this.
information. Sam, how do people reach you?
Yeah, so you can definitely look on my Instagram at samsam_let's talk. My practice location will be there, as well as my contact information.
And Dr. Mack?
Dr. Mack, we're at Your Health Pharmacy, and our Facebook is Your Health Pharmacy, and as well as the Instagram at Your Health Pharmacy. Everything is all together. We're on the northeast corner of Atlantic and Federal in Pompano Beach.
Oh my gosh, so many more questions on mindset, on working with our youth and this age group, on mental health. And Mac, even down to what it's compounded with. Do you remember all those CBDs I tried? It wasn't the CBD, it was all the carrier oils that were funky for me.
Or we tried?
Well,
you had me do every one of them.
But
Every
same
single
thing
one.
with hormone mixing.
I didn't take your hormone pills. I'm
But
sorry.
I'm just saying, when you're compounding things, and you're working with even natural supplements, you got to make sure what you're working with reacts well with your body. So again, contact Mac, contact Sam. We could talk about this for hours.
And
We'll have to have them back.
Order your super patch. What's the
Boca.superpatch.com.
Order your super patch, and if you can't remember any of this information, come into the studio, give us a call. We'll give it to you as well. But the super patch, it works for me. And if you use this with some of this stuff, you add some of this stuff into the salad, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be a whole lot happier than you were yesterday.
Boca, BOCA.superpatch.com. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Be safe, be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.